lovelies, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be attempting to restore Libby Starling from Star Darlings. Her hair is quite, I got her from a thrift store along with a bunch of other Star Darling dolls. So I am excited to restore them one by one. My plan is to not boil wash her because I don't want to ruin her tinsel, and I also want to see how it goes with if the curls stay at all. I know some of it is probably from gel, but I'm very curious, like, if I don't boil wash and I just do a regular wash and I still brush it, will the curls stay in? For Libby, I don't strongly feel either way. I think it would be cool to see her with straight hair, and it would also be cool to see the curls remain intact. But I am just testing out different methods because I have a couple dolls that have very curly textured hair, and I want to keep those curls. I don't want to have to re-curl the hair if I can avoid it. So I'm gonna see how much these curls hold up. But anyway, let's get into it. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you can hear a cat meowing, that is my cat Lucky. I shut him out of this room because he kept attacking the doll. So, sorry Lucky. Okay, so last time I put the doll to dry on a towel and then I would brush it on the towel, but then the brush kept getting caught on the towel and kind of damaging it. So this time I'm doing it on an old undershirt, and I'm gonna lay out the clothes to dry, and I am going to start combing the hair. So I'm not sure if I want to leave in the style that's already kind of falling out or not, so I'm just gonna kind of brush the hair and see what happens. I'm gonna start with the wider teeth and then switch to the thinner ones. And I'm gonna start from the ends of the hair and slowly work my way closer to the head. So already the curl is seeming to stay in there, which is nice. And then some sections I'm gonna separate with my fingers. If it's really getting caught, then I'm gonna be more careful. Like here, it's just like quite stuck, and I feel like a comb's just gonna rip the hair. Especially if it was a plastic one, that would be even worse. But a metal is less likely to do it, but even still, I wanna be extra careful. And I'm gonna spread it out so that when I am combing it, it has like less hairs to try to separate at a time. So compared to the previous doll that I washed the hair, which was Daria Rosalind, this is already frustrating me a lot more because this hair is a lot more tangled. Like, this was thrifted. I got Daria from eBay, but her hair was not tangled at all. It just, I mean, it was tangled. I did have to brush it out a lot, but it was not like this bad. And mostly what I was doing to restore Daria's hair was just to wash it and to try boil washing for the first time. Whereas this, I feel like we're gonna see even more of a drastic difference in how it looks from the beginning to the end. So I'm really having to go small section by small section. And the hair's already starting to feel dry. I wonder if it's a different hair type than Daria's hair, because it does kind of seem like it's acting differently. I'm pretty sure Daria's hair is nylon, and this is probably polypropylene. It's still very frizzy, which is frustrating. I was hoping that would go away. Perhaps boil washing it would help with that. Maybe I'll try using a straightener at some point, but I don't want to have to resort to straightening her hair if I can help it. So I'm not sure. We'll just see how this continues to go. I know that using the thinner teeth of the comb is supposed to help with frizz a little bit. For now, I'm at least trying to detangle it. Okay, I'm getting kind of frustrated by how long this seems like it's gonna take, and Lucky is really wanting attention, and I should really go to sleep soon, so I think there's a lot of reasons why I should pause this process now and come back tomorrow after I get home from work. Working earlier than usual. Usually I work till like 10:30 p.m., but tomorrow I think I get off work at like 4 p.m. or something around then. So I'll have more time in the evening to finish this video. And yeah, so for you, it'll be 1 second, but for me, it'll be several hours. Actually, before I do that, I want to show another behind the scenes because I like kind of documenting my behind the scenes improvements as well. First of all, I need to replace this light umbrella, but because my overhead light was causing this shadow, I had to put this light up here, which helped a lot. Well, I had this on and there was still kind of a shadow. Okay. So I turned off the overhead light and I had this set up over here. But in the next clip, there will be daylight to help me actually film this. So yeah, that's just for me, my own documentation to see it in the future, because hopefully I'll have a better lighting situation eventually. And I guess if anyone's watching who is currently making videos or wants to make videos in the future, maybe that'll be fun to see and help with ideas or something. So anyway, moving on. All right, it's the next day, and actually it's around 9 p.m. now. I took time to rest after getting home from work, and now I finally have the energy to get back to this video. So I decided to rinse out her hair once again, and I did notice that her back felt like there was some residue left over from the conditioner. So I washed out the hair again, mostly to get it wet because it was already pretty much completely dry. And I'm prepared this time to try to not get frustrated. I'm gonna be watching Pokemon while I brush this. So I'm just gonna put this into a time lapse. Let's see how the clothes are feeling. Pretty much, yeah, completely dry. So that's nice. This one's maybe a little bit, slightest bit damp, but yeah, so here we go. Okay, so now we can see a side by side of when I brush it versus not being brushed. The hair is already feeling dry again. This is really making me think it's polypropylene, like what the doll community seems to have the opinion is the worst quality hair. But I might be wrong. I'm still very, very new to this, but it just seems like it dries out super quickly, is very frizzy, and I don't know. I also took out a bunch of the hair left over from her and from Daria because I was feeling like there was a lot of resistance, and I realized maybe it was the hair like stretching against itself on the comb, so I removed it to try to make it have less resistance. And there still is resistance, especially in the frizzier parts, but I'm gonna continue in this side and see where to go from there. I think I am gonna take out the style and maybe I'll try to recreate it later. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how it looks after I brush it all out. Okay, so I've been doing this for 50 minutes and I've finally finished brushing through the hair for the first time, and it still looks like it needs a lot of work. So a few things I discovered. One is that the tinsel only seems to be on this side of the head, like only on one side, and I don't know if that's how it originally was, but all of it seems to be on this side. Second, there was a chunk of hair that just kind of like fell out when I was brushing it. And then soon after that, I noticed this doll has a haircut. So that is unfortunate, but that also helps me with my decision of doing the hairstyle. So I probably will recreate the braid and covering that spot. And the third thing is there was a couple knots that I had to cut out. They're kind of hard to see, but there were two different knots that were just really stubborn. They were really little, luckily, and I just decided to cut them out. And then I think the last thing is just that looking at this, the hair seems pretty uneven. Well, maybe not, I don't know. Some pieces seem to be going lower. Like at first I thought maybe this side was much lower than that side, but maybe it's just like this one piece that's going lower. But maybe once it's all brushed better and styled better, that won't be an issue. So anyway, I'm doing what I can. Also, I'm not the biggest fan of how this hair is rooted. I don't like that it seems like one layer of this darker pink all around. I wish it was more alternating and more evenly dispersed, because it's like dark pink, light pink. I wish it was more blended because I don't really like how that looks. But anyway, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna work on this because this is taking forever, but I really want to post this video tomorrow, and I work most of the day tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna wet the hair again and then go through it with the finer comb side of this and see how it looks after that. But hopefully my phone doesn't run out of storage in the process. Okay, I just rinsed the hair and now I'm gonna brush it again. And the hair is feeling dry. Okay, so my phone died, so I took the time to re-wet the hair and I also reconditioned it because I think that will help with having less resistance as I finish brushing out the hair. Okay, so I am pleasantly surprised, based on how it was going earlier, that now I was able to actually smoothly get the fine tooth part of this comb through the hair. I think the conditioner did help, and it just took some patience and time. So we did it, and also I'm realizing that if I put the hair a certain way, it does kind of hide the haircut. So I might not even recreate the braid. I'm not sure. I still want to decide. I'm not sure if I should keep working on this tonight or give it some time to simmer and come back tomorrow after work to finish figuring it out. Ooh, kind of twisting it like that blends the hair colors better, so maybe that could be fun. Oh yeah, that is pretty. I don't know. I think I'll experiment with different hairstyles. I've never done different hairstyles. Even really for myself, I really prefer having my own hair down and not really in any style. I've braided it before in 2 different braids, but I don't know. I definitely prefer having my own hair down, so that's kind of my default for dolls as well. Plus it's pretty easy. I mean, you don't have to do anything. So, but maybe having dolls will be a good way for me to experiment with hairstyles, and maybe one day that'll translate to my own hairstyles. But who knows? We shall see. But perhaps in the next clip, you'll see what I decided to do. Actually, this is the next clip, and I'm not showing that, but I did want to show that I know earlier in this video I was talking about kind of behind the scenes. I figured out to film from this angle so I can actually sit in a chair while I do this, because last night another part of why it was annoying to film brushing the hair was because I was doing it on the other side of the desk and I was having to like kneel down there, and it was like, I mean, this was an awkward angle too to like figure out the tripod, but at least I was sitting down, and with the camera here, it wasn't casting a shadow, so I did not have to use that light. Maybe I could have figured out a way to put it to make it even brighter, but I guess with the location of the overhead light, I didn't need that to like get rid of any shadows. So anyway, just some more behind the scenes there, but moving on. Okay, so I just tried to style it for just a couple minutes, and I decided I'm gonna work on this more tomorrow, and I'm gonna let her hair dry like this, just because I feel like that will help with the shaping. I don't know, maybe it'll actually, the weight of it with the conditioner in there will make the curls not work as well. I feel like if I really wanted it to last, I'd like put it like that and then, I don't know, maybe I should do it like this. But I also don't want to flatten the hair in a weird way. I don't know. This way looks less elegant, but I think it's possibly better for the curls. We'll see. I'm gonna go cuddle Lucky and try to go to sleep because I have to go to work at 7 in the morning tomorrow. Oh, joy. Okay, it's a couple days later. It's now Thursday. I really wanted to post this video on Tuesday, so I might just end up having this delayed by a week, unfortunately. I've been very exhausted because yesterday was my 8th day in a row working, and so today's my first day off in a while. So let's see how the hair turned out. Okay, maybe laying it flat was not the best idea because now it's like, I don't know. I wanted to preserve the curls somehow, but now it seems a little weird. Maybe if I brush through it a little bit, it'll look a little better. I don't understand how I brushed it so much and it still gets tangled. Like, why is it doing that? Why is there so much resistance? I feel like I'm ruining the hair. But I'm starting at the ends, and I've already completely brushed through this hair. Why is it doing this? This is really frustrating me. Like, what do? I detangled it, but it still does not look great. Why is it that I'll go like this, and it goes through smoothly? Okay, it's going through smoothly. Work my way up. But there's still resistance. Like why is it not just going through? What am I doing wrong? I feel like I'm starting over. Now I'm just making it look frizzy. Like, it's detangled now, but at what cost? Like, that just totally ripped out hair. Why is it doing that? I've brushed it and detangled it so much. I don't understand why it's still not going smoothly. I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but I'm just frustrated. Okay, I suppose that does look better. It is really frizzy, but at least it's now detangled and not too messed up from the laying flat. Now I'm just running my hands through it to try to get rid of any other tangles. I don't really like the way the hair blend, seems to be going up and out like that. I'd rather the hair be, falling down more naturally. See how it still, forms that, even when I push it down, it's, going in and then coming down. I don't really want it to do that either. I wish the way it was rooted was angled differently. I'm feeling like I don't really like this doll very much. I like the idea of her. I like pink, and I like the sparkly tinsel, and I like the theme of it being star themed, and I like that I got her with all the other star darlings. That's a fun memory. But as the doll herself, this has just been a frustrating process. I don't like the way the pinks are blended. I don't like the way it's rooted, especially in the front. And I'm very frustrated by the brushing process for this one. Now, I think what I might try to do is treat her hair the same way I treat my hair when it gets frizzy, which I don't know if that's a good idea because obviously this is not real hair, it's plastic, but I might spray it with some water and then work in some curl cream to see if that will help reduce frizz. Here we go. Trying to get in between the layers of the hair to get as much of the frizzy parts as possible a little bit wet. Okay. That might be too much, I don't know. And then I guess I'll just run my hands through the hair kind of like I was before. And now, since my hands are more slippery, it's a lot more seamless, and since the hair is wet, for me to be running my hands through. We'll see how it looks when it dries. It's definitely looking way less frizzy now, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's wet. But once it dries, I'm hoping it looks a little bit between how it looks now and how it looked before I let it. I think now is when I should really decide on a style to leave the hair in so that it can kind of set into that style. I definitely want to try to conceal the haircut that she has. Okay, that's not really working. Let's try doing the part the other direction. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to wash her body off because my curl cream hand is now getting it all over her. There we go. I think that's good. I'm just not sure if this strand should be going this way or the other way, because either way it kind of sticks out from the rest. Maybe it could go in between? No. Yeah, I think that's good. So this time I think I'll let her dry in her stand so that it dries kind of in the position that she'll be. I'm gonna go wash my hands, and actually I should wash off her body before I forget. and then I will put her clothes back on as well. All right, so I know for the clothes, there were a couple things I wanted to trim a little bit, like these loose threads on the dress. I want to trim off. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, here's a little frizzy piece I can cut off. Oh, and there's still this tag on here. Cut that off. And I know this is probably not the best idea in terms of preserving the value of the doll, but I want to cut the tag off because these tags are so big that I guess it is hidden, but they can stick out and look not good. So take one last look at this tag, or I guess the first look at it, because I haven't really shown it up close very much. Jack's Pacific. Does it have a year on there? I don't see one, but that's that. There we go. All right. Now let's take a look at the tights. I know there's some hair. I know there was a part here that was kind of frayed. I'm gonna see if I can fix that. There's also some fraying by the feet, which I'll snip that off as well, but it's not as much of a big deal because this part is hidden by the shoes anyways. Okay, I think that's good enough. And I did dry off her body, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put her clothes back on. You know how they say it's not about the destination, it's about the journey? I think this is one of those situations where that is not true because the journey was annoying and the destination is okay. I'm happy-ish with the final result. I think it looks a lot better than I thought it would when I was in the middle of the process. I was really worried about it looking frizzy, and the brushing was very frustrating. I felt like it wasn't detangling no matter how much I brushed it, but adding that curl cream really helped. However, the hair does feel like there's a ton of product in it. So that is one downside, that when I do want to feel her hair, it's not gonna feel satisfying. It's gonna feel like waxy. And also, I'm afraid to play with the hair because I think it will make it look worse. Like before I turned on this camera, I was adjusting little hairs here and there, trying to get it all in the perfect position, and I'm still not completely happy with it. So this is gonna be a doll that probably will just stay on display and I don't really touch very much. But with the outfit on and with the hair now less frizzy, I am a lot happier with it than I was before. I did snip a few more fuzzies and stray strings off of the outfit off camera, and there is a smudge on her face right here that I am not gonna worry about removing for this video, or possibly ever, I'm not sure. Also, I feel like the hair is still uneven. I know I was talking about that earlier. I really like how her curls look on the sides, like this bit and this bit. I feel like it's pretty, but just the length of the hair seems lower in some parts and higher in other parts. Here's what the back looks like. You can also see that there's like a lack of tinsel right here. So I don't know if some fell out or if it was only rooted in some parts of the head. But see how it's like not as low here, but then there's a lower here and then higher here, lower here. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm kind of confused about the length of the hair. I don't know if she had more of a haircut than I realized. Luckily, I was able to conceal the haircut up top. I really like how the hair is still curly. I know I was specifically not boil washing her hair in the beginning because I wanted to see if her curls would be preserved without boil washing it, but still with brushing it, and it looks like they did remain, and the curl cream did seem to help with that. I do think her hair is pretty, but compared to the one other doll I have restored so far, which was Daria Roslin from Rainbow High, I prefer Daria's hair a lot more. But this was still good for me to get experience with working with a different doll brand and probably a different doll hair type and a different method for restoring the hair. So I hope you'll continue following me on this journey as I explore doll restoration and try to get my footing in this skill. I also wanted to show you all the hair that she lost in this process. It was quite a bit, so that was unfortunate, but it doesn't seem noticeable that she lost that much hair, so I think it's fine. So now I just want to show you the before and after, and then we'll close out the video. So finally, I am to the conclusion of this video. If you have watched this far, thank you so much for your patience as I was frustratedly brushing out the hair and trying to figure out how the heck to finish this process. Oh man, my poor mascot has gone through it with being played with by my cat, Lucky. Oh well. So we're learning things on this channel. And even though this was a frustrating process, I am happy that I did it because I like learning this new skill. Sometimes it can feel like when you start something new, you want to be good at it immediately. And in my case, that is not how this has been. So I'm excited to keep making more videos of restoring my different dolls as I'm trying to not spend money on dolls right now and instead spend time and care towards my dolls that I already have. So please consider subscribing to see more videos like this. I've made different playlists on my channel based on different doll brands or even non-dolls like Pokemon or Littlest Pet Shop. And I also have a playlist for doll restoration. So if any of those different topics interest you, consider checking out my playlist. But with that, I'm finally gonna end this video. It's been a long journey, but the destination is here and we made it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Love you lots.